New crossbow.
Yes, new crossbow.
So is it a piece of cake to pull the string back, or how do you cock it?
No, it's not a piece of cake to pull that string back. Yeah, it's 150 pounds, which is the lightest hunting crossbow that you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 or 6 poles and you're about done for the day.
You probably figure a 22-year-old is just going to snap it back, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But I mean, does that have any effect on accuracy? Does it matter how you cock it?
Well, that's I had read a report that at 50 yards, by pulling it back by hand, you're thinking, or you're going to end up with about an 8-inch group at 50 yards. That's a pretty good distance. And that if you went to a different device, such as this rope cocking device, that would get down to about 4 inches.
That much difference?
That much difference. And that with a device such as this, which is actually on the bow itself, a hand cranker, that you can lower that down to 2 inches.
Wow.
Well, because I have shoulder issues, I thought that maybe I would go ahead and get this device, which doesn't come with the crossbow, and it was some extra dough, let me tell you. And because of the idea of getting the added accuracy, I went ahead and made the purchase. And so this morning, what I'd like to do is test that idea, pulling the bow back by hand this way with, the hands, and locking it back, shooting 3 arrows at about 20 yards, which is much shorter than their distance, but then to try 3 using this cranking device to see if the group actually tightens up noticeably.
Yeah, excellent. Let's try it. All right, I can't wait to see if you can pull this back, John. I'm impressed.
Me too.
How was that?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself I should have had my gloves. The gloves do seem to help a bit.
Well, let's try the accuracy out.
All right.
Not too bad.
Well, the challenge is, at this distance, the scope was sighted in at 20, 30, and 40. And we might be a little closer, but I'm sort of surprised it sailed off to the left like that.
Yeah, me too. Well, should we try, you want to try another one downrange?
Yeah, and then we'll see, because, I have a shooting stick, and I'm holding pretty steady, and I'm squeezing, and so I don't think I pulled it to the left, so let's see where the next arrow goes.
Okay. Should we leave that one in there, or do you want
to?
Okay.
Let's leave it in there.
Well, I'd say that's our new center.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it shows the principle of how the groups are, right?
Correct.
And that's what we want.
Oh man, that 150 pounds. A lot of fun. I think my scope must have got bumped into something, because that's a pretty tight group for 3 rounds. And it's definitely not where I left it last time I came out shooting. Well, it would appear that my scope got bumped or something, because that's not a bad little group. And I'm wondering though if using the crank, if it'll tighten it up even tighter. So without fiddling with the scope, I might throw a couple down range using the crank to see if we can get an even tighter group, because I would guess that's probably an 1.25 inches maybe as far as a group, because this is about 1 inch right here, so that's pretty small. You gotta make sure you keep some tension on them strings as you pull them out, so that they come out evenly. And obviously when you're in a hunting situation, time is not so much a problem, because you're going to have the bow cocked before you even go anywhere. I'm going to start cranking it. You can see And I'm only using 2 fingers really on this crank. It doesn't take hardly any effort at all. You know, just the thumb and the first finger. I'm not having to really reef on it. You hear that click? Well, that means that she's in there.
Hey, you're more accurate.
Interesting. Interesting. Just send another one downrange. And if it ends up in the same location, that would be a significant difference between the pulling by hand and the cranking with the device. Interesting. Looks like we proved something here, John.
Bullseye.
I probably just hit something and then backed out, but look at how tight this group is. And the other group was over here with the manual pulling, and this is where they showed up using the crank. Now, I don't have a problem with it being a little high because we're probably not at the full 20 yards because of that farm equipment when I sighted this in. So it being a little bit high doesn't bother me. But look at the difference in the location from the hand crank to the mechanical crank. This is great.
That is amazing. You know, if you figure if we were far further away, you know, the distance would be that much more.
Well, that was about 3 inches left at, let's say, 20 yards. If we were at 40 yards, that would have been a bad shot on a deer.
I never would have thought, you know, and you can theorize all you want. I mean, maybe is it because your right arm is stronger, you know, and you're pulling up on one side of the string? Right. But it must have to do with the amount of equal pressure.
Exactly, exactly. So that is a significant thing to know if you're a crossbow hunter.